Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. How are you? You're fine? That's good. I welcome you in my class. That is English for Grade 1. We are learning Unit 1. It's a beautiful poem with title The Wind. Today is lecture 6, my dear fellow teachers. This lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation, worksheet links are given. You may click it, download it, follow it as it is or modify it for your convenience. I'm going to deliver my lecture according to this lesson plan. Yes, my dear students, under the title of listening and speaking, you will learn to introduce yourself and we'll cover page number 14 of your book. Today's SLO is to demonstrate common conventions and dynamics of oral interaction in group to introduce themselves and others. Our focus for today's lecture is introduce themselves. This is our today's SL. Let's start with the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah mentions in Quran Surah An-Nisa verse 86. And when you are greeted with a greeting, greet in return with what is better than it, or at least return it equally. Yes, my dear students, you see, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is guiding us, is teaching us that whenever you interact with each other and someone greets you, you are greeted, means someone says greeting to you. And being Muslim, how do we greet each other? What do we say? Assalamu alaikum. Now, if someone says to you Assalamu alaikum, what should you do? Allah is telling us, Allah is saying return what is better than it, or at least return equally. Means someone is saying to you Assalamu alaikum, you should say Wa alaikum assalam. So this is equal return, okay? Someone greeted you and you reply equally. But if you want to reply better, what should you say? You should say Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. You see how beautiful our religion is. Allah guides us in Quran about everything, right? So today we are going to learn more way to greet and interact with each other. So first of all, what is your name and what is your age? Okay, you will pause the video and tell the answers of these two questions to your teacher. Yes, my dear students, did you tell your name? Very good. And better, whenever you tell your name, you should tell your complete name and your age as well. Now, when we interact each other, we say salam and then we discuss few things. If the person we don't know and we want to know, we ask few questions and likewise the other person asks few questions to us. This is known as introduction. This is how we introduce each other and we come to know about each other, right? For example, I'm going to tell you, here is a boy. He is saying Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam. I am Fahad. So the first thing when we introduce ourselves, we tell is our name. Then I am 7 years old. This is his age. I have 2 brothers and 1 sister. Okay. And my father is a doctor. My mother is a teacher. So this is a brief introduction. He told his name, his age, his siblings, his father, mother, and whatever else you want to tell, you can tell as your introduction. Are you clear? So whenever someone says, please introduce yourself, or you greet or meet a stranger, a person you don't know, and the person wants to know, you should introduce yourself in this way. Tell your name, your age, your class, your siblings, your parents, right? And maybe you may add your hobbies, whatever you can easily tell, right? So are you clear with the concept? How do we introduce ourselves? Are you sure? Okay, I'm going to check it. Here is an activity. Yes, my dear teachers, here you will facilitate the students in a way. It's a performer. Make every child to complete this performer for their information. And every child will come in front of class and will introduce himself or herself on this pattern. And students, you know the rules of participation. Everyone will participate. No one will say, oh no, I'm shy, I don't. Every one of you will come in front of class and you will introduce yourself. You will wait for your turn. When your teacher will call you, you'll come. Speak very nicely. Listen to others. When one is introducing himself or herself, you will listen carefully. And will not cut conversation when someone is speaking. We should stay quiet. And if we want to say something, raise hand. When teacher says, yes, please, then you will speak. So these are the manners we practice, and these manners we should not forget anytime. So by following all these manners, come in front of class, introduce yourself, pause the video, enjoy the activity. Yes, my dear students, are you done? Good job. Every one of you introduce yourself. Okay, now we know each other. All right, here is an activity on page number 14 of your book. All of you open your book on page number 14. So what this activity is, listening and speaking, a role play with your classmate. So first you will listen the concept, then you will do this activity. So what is the activity? Here is a boy, his name is Omar, and the other boy, his name is Ali. Omar is saying Assalamu alaikum, and what should Ali say? Yes, wa alaikum assalam. How are you? I'm fine. Are you new at school? Yes, I am. Your name, please, or what is your name, or may I know your good name, please? I am Ali. Right? So these are two people who are meeting first time. That's why they are talking to each other. So teacher, you will create different scenarios, make pairs of students. Every pair will come in front of the class and they will introduce to each other on the same manner. Okay? So this is a pure activity. Pause the video, enjoy the activity. Yes, my dear students, are you all done? Good job. Now it's a time for your worksheet. My dear fellow teachers, this worksheet, lesson plan, PowerPoint presentation links are given. You may click it, download it, and kindly give a printed worksheet to students. And students, what you are going to do? You are going to complete your information as your self-introduction, and you will also introduce yourself in front of your family and take comments of your parents about your performance. Okay, in front of your family, you will introduce yourself at home and you will take their comments on your diary and show those comments to your teacher by tomorrow. So in this way, what we have learned, we learned how to introduce yourself. You introduce yourself and said few sentences about you in front of your class. And you did role play to introduce yourself. So in this way, we achieved our today's SLO, demonstrate common conventions and dynamics of oral interactions in group to introduce themselves. Are we done with it? Yes, and we thoroughly enjoyed doing it. That's it for today. Tomorrow I'll come again with a very interesting lesson. Until that time, keep learning and take very good care of yourself. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.